Warframe, where ninjas always play free.
Warframe is an impressive but intimidating beast. Once players outgrow Space Mom's sage advice, learning how to get the most out of the game is a whole new challenge. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 ways to dominate in Digital Extreme's free-to-play co-op shooter, Warframe. For this list, we're looking at broad tips that can help both new and experienced Warframe players get that extra edge they need to become unstoppable killing machines. Please note that this game changes a lot, so the footage in this video comes from over 3 years of Warframe development, and some things may have been changed a bit.
Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Number 10. Use the Starchart. Resource gathering and manufacturing is one of the driving forces behind Warframe, and there is no better way to manage that than by mastering the Starchart. Besides teaching players about the surprisingly deep lore, this is the best way to find missions, bosses, and those must-play alerts. More than just pretty graphics and Warframe's notorious capacity for flair, the Starchart provides distinct visual cues that give the player information easily and quickly. And the less time you spend dicking around between missions, the more you get to reap those sweet, sweet rewards.
For generations, you slept. No purpose. No call to wake you.
Number 9. Never forget the trade system. You would be amazed how many players ignore Warframe's trading community. Getting the most out of your hard-earned work and credits means opening yourself up to Warframe's vibrant community. There are so many resources out there, and with blueprints being so specific, you will always find players looking to get what you have, and looking to trade you just what you need for it. There are literally millions of other people enjoying Warframe right now. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of people who are looking to set you up with a deal and bring you that much closer to your newest frame. Number 8. Adapt your playstyle. Warframe, at its core, is class-based action and controlled mayhem. However, unlike typical class-based games, every role, whether you focus on supporting the team or being the frontline damage sponge, is capable of dishing out as much pain as they receive. We're talking about friggin' power armor ninjas, people.
Our operatives tell us Vahek has undergone an expensive regime of combat enhancement.
There is no reason to pigeonhole yourself into doing one thing and one thing only. Speed, stealth, damage, team synergy, all of these are viable options. So, rather than fall back on the same old habits, learn to push your frames to their limit and always be ready to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the battle. Or just let the Necros do everything and hope the particle effects don't melt your system. Number 7. Use your mobility, both in and out of combat.
I need you to get inside enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
Everything about this game's action is based around mobility. Besides making you feel like a total badass, zipping around those maps is the best way to take full advantage of the abilities and weapons at your disposal.
Extraction ready. Leave now. Get out.
Ducking in and out of melee range, getting distance on tougher enemies, or finding the right position to unleash your ultimate is the best way to keep the fighting in your favor.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
Furthermore, not every mission requires killing all the enemies in your way. Stealth and mobility may be all you need to sneak past some groups and get to the mission objective, and your rewards all the faster.
We got what we need, so let's head home.
Number 6. Follow game updates and changes. Warframe is a game with the potential to stay alive forever, and the constant stream of updates, balancing, new content, and of course new Warframes means an ever-evolving experience.
If you're worried about the map changing and losing mastery, what's going to happen instead is that the mastery is associated with these junctions rather than every single freaking dot.
With so much scope and so many options, most players focus on what's happening in the here and now. That's all well and good, but seasoned players are always paying close attention to what the developers have in store for the future, so more astute players prepare mods and plan their resource gathering accordingly.
Here, hold these grains in your hand tight. Inaros will protect you.
Developer Digital Extremes goes to great lengths with their community outreach, and with developer streams and a whole convention, TennoCon, dedicated to their game, the open nature of the game's evolution is admirable to say the least.
Oh, it's awesome. It's engaging with the players. It's easy. Like, they just want to come up and talk about the game, and it's fun to nerd out.
Number 5. Learn the Warframes.
This is Ivara, the huntress, the thief. With her quiver of tactical arrows, she prowls unseen and strikes without warning.
There are a lot of Warframes at your disposal, each with unique abilities and strategies to take advantage of. Learning about what every single one does lets you know the limits of your allies as well. The best way to be a team player is to make sure you don't overlap or interfere with those fighting alongside you. Knowing what each of the frames are capable of ensures that you and your teammates can get the most out of each other.
I'm taking 0 health damage here, and I'm wondering if I've kind of stumbled into a squad of people who know what the hell they're doing here.
For example, support frames like Trinity or Banshee can only help their friends when the rest of the team understands how they work, and take advantage of the healing and buffs that they bring to the table.
Strength and duration mods will benefit Navigator and Prowl, while Artemis Bow is made deadlier with strength and inherited primary weapon mods.
Number 4. Learn the stats and mod system. Numbers everywhere. For an action game, Warframe has an enormous amount of depth and customization. Getting the most out of the system requires a solid understanding of all the stats like power efficiency, power strength, and especially polarity.
So, to settle my debt, I give you a very expensive blueprint. For free. Because I like you.
Every frame can be customized with modules or mods, and the knee-jerk reaction for most players is to just dump everything into enhancing their damage. But make sure to take a look at the more specific and situational mods, as things that might not seem that useful at first can be combined with other mods or powers that can turn any Warframe into an unstoppable potato-powered killing machine.
As long as you can.
Number 3. Maximize the crafting system.
Now, there's a couple different categories. There's the Warframe, Rifle, Handgun, Melee, Sentinel, Appearance, Gear, Keys, and Miscellaneous.
More than just a tacked-on option, Warframe's crafting system research and forging is an essential and necessary aspect of the game. Not only are you going to need a lot of resources to build the fancier weapons and frames, but forging the items themselves takes serious time and patience.
And so, for years we lived in peace, and our little dunes were our own to keep.
The more elaborate items like helmets and chassis take about 12 hours, and your final Warframe can take up to 3 full days. That's real time, so you don't need to have the game open for your items to complete, but you'll definitely want to plan your schedule accordingly.
I need another data sample to piece it together.
Make sure to build the right items at the optimal order and spend less time waiting for your new stuff, and more time using it. Number 2, online resources are endless.
Now, most of these enemies are very low level. They're basically within the range of a Tower 1 mission, so I will be completely overpowered against them.
This video only really scratches the surface when it comes to learning about Warframe. YouTube channels and Twitch streams hosted by other players are not only a great place to start, but also one of your best ongoing sources of information.
Sometimes you'll run by and you'll accidentally give it more power when it actually doesn't need anymore, and then you end up wasting it, and it's a little bit of a hassle.
Just watching veterans play can teach you new tricks and moves you didn't even realize were possible. If you really hit a wall, the community can also give you crafting guides, tutorials on the best way to farm certain resources, and unlock new frames faster.
Man, that really changes things knowing how powerful the sword is with a hold down attack.
While you're at it, be sure to check out advanced character builds to create mod combinations you would have never thought about otherwise.
Here's a little something as a symbol of our appreciation.
Before we reveal our number 1 tip, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, play with friends. A co-op game is always best when played with people you know. While the matchmaking system works very well and it's easy to find new people to play with, running with the same crew is the best way to tackle this game.
I died again.
Okay, this is probably going to be where we start running into trouble.
Communication, especially in the more challenging boss fights, can mean the difference between success and failure. So, having a consistent group that you work well with will always go further than a group of strangers.
But I don't think you're going to be able to handle the enemies by that point.
Whoa, buddy, whoa. You're underestimating how OP I am.
Joining a clan is a great way to start, and as this is a cooperative community and not a MOBA, you'll probably meet some pretty decent people as well. Although playing solo is a viable option, and frames like Oberon accommodate solo play very well. Things are always best when enjoyed with friends.
Damn it. Alright, I need my health back.
Yeah, dude, look, I'm wreaking havoc, man. Are you in here? Ah, no, they got me!
So, do you agree with our list?
Excellent. Continue.
What tip would you give to other Warframe players to help them get the edge? For more explosive top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to Watch Mojo.
Just chop everything in half. That's what this game should be called. Chop everything in half.
Warframe, where ninjas always play free.